Hey everybody, as you guys can see, I already have the levels and zones thrown up on the chart today. Today we're going to be going over Safe and Green Holdings, or ticker SGBX. I made the mistake of doing the notes before recording instead of doing them on the same day, so price moved a lot since then, and that's why I threw the levels on already. Initially we had an equal number of bullish and bearish targets, but price has since dropped from there. What I did to fix this was rotate down the bullish zone so there's more targets for the bulls. I also rotated down the untradeable zone and then erased the bearish targets. I'm not even going to try to do any measurements. Anywhere down here is bearish. That's where you guys can look for shorts. Where price is currently resting is untradeable. Again, initially I had bearish targets starting at 240, going to 220, then down to 195. Because price is resting between 195 and 220, that now becomes the untradeable zone. The remaining bearish targets still sit there, but there's nothing below it. And any bearish target already hit, we can view as a point for bulls to target as price revisits it. Couple of takeaways: they were up 55% this week and set to report earnings on Monday, November 17th. So this upcoming Monday. Like yesterday's video, this is not a stock I would personally trade, mainly because their market cap is only 1.53 million at the time of taking notes. I can tell you right now it's significantly less, and it was less than 1 million at the start of this week. Now, because of this, it's low volume. It's very hard for me to find strong or reliable levels, but they did have some major announcements, and that's why we see a lot of this volatility. From these announcements, they stated a partnership with OneCode on their web services. Operational updates are going to include a subsidiary is ramping up drilling projects, wrapping one up by the end of this year, and planning to produce around 1,000 barrels of oil each day by 2026. So right around the corner here. And then I have a little side note here. They regained compliance with all NASDAQ requirements last month in October. What this means is they are no longer at risk of being delisted. And you guys can typically see that a lot with some of these smaller companies. You guys can see all the levels, but I'm going to rattle them off for you super quickly here. For the bulls, they're initially going to start their targeting around 220. They're going to go up to 240. The third one will be 275. The fourth one's going to be 3 flat. The fifth one will be 385. Then we have this massive jump up here because I wanted to capture a target that price had not hit this week. That's going to be up to 530. I use this structure. And their final target will be around 635, all the way targeting these highs up here in the top left. Like I said, I had more targets for the bears. They started at 240, down to 220, then 195, then 188. Price is now resting between 195 and 220. So between two of the bearish levels, the only target on screen is 188. You guys can wait for price to drop down here and create your own levels, or just assume that if price breaks below these levels, it will continue down. That's up to you guys. I'm not your advisor. That's going to wrap it up for this video. I do not have an earnings trade for them, but they are reporting earnings on November 17th, this upcoming Monday. Make sure you guys are looking out for that if this is a stock that you're trading. I will be uploading other earnings trades, just not for this company, this upcoming week. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.